test on the surface, a nice spray paint test to see how durable it is. That's ugly.
Look at Hal, he's like, oh god.
It feels wrong to spray paint a new car. So, what we did to treat it was we just basically just came into the showroom. It's been prepped. Everything's wonderful, nice, new, shiny, clean paint. Treated it with Xzilon. We've given it an hour to cure. And what Xzilon is it's different than a wax. It's different than a polymer. It's an aviation grade product. So it's a molecular adhesion product. The big difference is that it's not sitting on as a physical layer like wax, which is really just like a candle, sits there and feels good and looks good and helps water bead up. Or a paraffin, or sorry, a polymer, which by definition just forms a chain and sits as a protective blanket. Xzilon's actually bonding to the clear coat. It's a molecular adhesion product, so it's actually becoming a part of the clear coat, an extension of the clear coat. And being an aviation grade product, sort of the things that got it approved to be an Airbus and a Boeing product are that it's not removable chemically, which is key. An airplane has to stand up to de-icing chemicals, jet fuel spills, everything else that's going to go through, drastic temperature change, huge air speeds, as well as very high surface temperatures. So we test 1,300 hours in a salt spray booth with Xzilon. We test over 400 degrees of surface temperature, and it needs longevity in aviation and in automotive. So it's a product that only needs to be reapplied every 400,000 kilometers in aviation, or we call it 10 years in the car world. So let me grab a brochure just to dry up. So the key to Xzilon is it's really trying to help us do two things. It's trying to create a nice, low stick, low friction surface so that the car looks, feels good, and we get all the effects we get from the other products like polymers or waxes, so it beads up and it dries in the wind, and it feels and looks good. We also want a very hard, resilient, robust surface that doesn't get damaged, because things like bird droppings and tree sap are still going to happen with or without Xzilon. We want to be able to create a surface that when we clean them off, they haven't damaged the surface beneath it. Okay, so this is a real extreme example of tree sap or bird dropping. So it's going to happen. It looks horrible when it's there, but we want to make sure that when we remove it, through whatever means, whether we wash it off or whether we wipe it off, that we have good, clean paint underneath. So pretty much set up. Sort of that little thick spot's still a little bit tacky, but if it sort of worked, we should be able to just push it off the surface. So I'll just clean that up. So in one wipe you can see, just with my finger, I've got perfect, smooth, clean paint. Even the paint that I probably, let me catch an edge and see if I can do that a little better for you.
That's so cool.
So you can see that even though that's, you know, bonded to some degree, that's on there, you know, it takes a little bit of push to get it off. That the paint in one wipe, it's clean, it's smooth, I haven't scratched it with the paint.